Hey, Glenn and Lou, good afternoon. Yeah, those charges officially filed by the San Bernardino County District Attorney's Office. They are multiple charges, including vehicular manslaughter and DUI causing injury. And yes, he is due to make his first court appearance tomorrow. Now, the Department of Homeland Security also confirming that this suspect is, quote, a criminal illegal alien who entered the U.S. through the southern border back in 2022, now responsible for killing 3 people and injuring several more. This is video of that dash cam video that captured the gruesome crash on Tuesday along the 10 in Ontario. 3 people, as we said, were killed, several others injured in the violent impact. The crash shut down the freeway for several hours. One eyewitness told KTLA the truck driver never braked.
The red truck was traveling at a high rate of speed when everyone else was stopped. And he just was traveling fast, and he didn't hit his brakes. He didn't try to slow down. He just went full force into the back of another truck, crushing 2 other cars.
This is a photo of the suspect, 21-year-old Jashanpreet Singh of Yuba City. He's been booked into the West Valley Detention Center. As we said, formal charges now filed: vehicular manslaughter and driving under the influence of drugs while driving that tractor trailer. The names of the victims have not been officially released, but a Pomona High School Facebook page identifies 2 of them as Clarence Nelson and his wife, Lisa. Clarence Nelson, according to that Facebook post, was a former assistant Pomona High School basketball coach.
This is a tragic crash because, as I say, it was very preventable. If somebody had only been paying attention, if everybody was driving sober, this tragedy would not have occurred.
DHS also releasing a statement in part reading, "It's a terrible tragedy. 3 innocent people lost their lives due to the reckless open border policies that allowed an illegal alien to be released into the U.S. and drive an 18-wheeler on America's highways." That release goes on to say that this is a disturbing trend of, quote, they say, illegal aliens driving 18-wheelers and trucks on America's roadways causing injury. So, Lou and Glenn, again, those charges officially filed against that truck driving suspect. He is expected to make his first court appearance tomorrow. And again, the suspect is being held without bail. We'll send it back to you in Hollywood.
Sarah, thank you. And breaking news at this hour from Newport Beach, where city officials have issued emergency evacuation orders due to a methane gas leak.
Let's get up to KTLA 5's Rich Prickett overhead in Sky 5. Rich?
Yeah, Glenn and Lou, you're seeing the location here. It's Marcus Avenue and 36th Street in the Balboa Peninsula of Newport Beach. Now, sometime yesterday, some methane gas was detected in the area, and evacuations were ordered for a number of homes here along Marcus Avenue near 36th Street. Officials are saying that this is all caused from a possible oil intrusion from an abandoned private well underneath the property. So again, for public safety, they have evacuated many homes. Methane gas, can be toxic if inhaled in large quantities, and is also considered flammable if ignited under particular conditions. So again, public safety, local emergency here in Balboa Peninsula. We can see the fire department here on hand, and we'll wait more information from public utilities as to what will be done next. Live in Sky 5 from Rich Prickett. Send it back to you in Hollywood.
Rich, thank you. An investigation is underway into a triple shooting in the Windsor Square neighborhood that has left 2 people dead. Police were sent to the 200 block of North Ridgewood Place just before midnight after receiving multiple 911 calls. A man and a woman were pronounced dead at the scene. A second woman, possibly in her 70s, was hospitalized and is expected to survive. It appears all 3 of them lived together. Authorities have not said whether one of the people killed was the shooter, but they do not suspect foul play and believe this was an isolated incident.
Arraignment is scheduled this afternoon for the suspect in the deadly Palisades fire. Jonathan Rendernecht is expected to enter a plea, and then a trial date will be set. The 29-year-old was arrested earlier this month in Florida and has since been transferred to an L.A. jail. He's accused of setting the Lockman fire on New Year's Day. That fire reignited 6 days later. It became one of the most destructive fires in state history, claiming 12 lives and burning dozens of homes.
The iconic Gladstone's restaurant in Malibu is set for demolition after the California Coastal Commission unanimously approved a plan to replace it with another restaurant backed by celebrity chef Wolfgang Puck. That decision was criticized by Pacific Palisades restaurants, who are still reeling from January's devastating wildfires.
Ktladt 5's Gene Kang has more on the controversy.
Hi, there are a lot of folks that we talked to today here in the Pacific Palisades are saying, say it ain't so. That's because the iconic Gladstone's restaurant right behind me is going to be torn down and replaced with an upscale restaurant. These are new sketches of the reimagined location, a unanimous vote by the state's Coastal Commission, as they are now saying there will be a fine dining restaurant designed by renowned architect Frank Gehry and celebrity chef Wolfgang Puck. The plan calls for demolition and the existing 12,000 square foot Gladstones to be removed, and then building a new 17,500 square foot restaurant with a public deck and those ocean views. Located here at the 17,300 block of Pacific Coast Highway, but the project is facing some opposition from residents still recovering from January's devastating firestorm. They're concerned about overdevelopment and losing dozens of those public beach parking spaces in an area that will be under construction for years. Some residents are so sad to say goodbye.
Pretty sad about that. I mean, I've been going to Gladstone's since I was little, and it's such a special beach restaurant that, you know, just has so much history and so many memories baked into Gladstone's, like going for Father's Day with my dad and my husband and my son now, and then all the way back to graduating UCLA and going there for graduation. So yeah, it's definitely a special place.
Commissioners say the project includes 20 special conditions addressing public access, coastal hazards, and environmental concerns, and they believe it will ultimately be a positive asset for this community. There's no clear timeline There's no clear timeline on when this demolition begins, so now is the perfect time to squeeze in those last-minute selfies and also rub the Gladstone for good luck, which is right here at the entrance. Reporting here on what is a very sad day, Gene Kang in the Palisades. Back to you in the studio.
Breaking news of the gambling scandal that is rocking the National Basketball Association. Federal investigators now say that Lakers star LeBron James is mentioned in the indictment. However, he is not directly involved in the case. James is not accused of any wrongdoing. Agents say that former Cleveland Cavaliers player Damon Jones got a tip before a Lakers game in February 2023 that a star Lakers player would be sitting out. That player turned out to be LeBron James, and Jones allegedly used that information to tip off other bettors. In addition to Jones, Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups and Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier are among more than 30 people charged in the illegal gambling scheme. It consists of insider sports betting as well as rigged poker games, both allegedly backed by the mafia.
The fraud is mind-boggling. It's not hundreds of dollars. It's not thousands of dollars. It's not tens of thousands of dollars. It's not even millions of dollars. We're talking about tens of millions of dollars in fraud and theft and robbery across a multi-year investigation.
My message to the defendants who've been rounded up today is this. Your winning streak has ended. Your luck has run out. Violating the law is a losing proposition, and you can bet on that.
Federal prosecutors say that 6 defendants are accused of participating in a conspiracy that exploited confidential information about NBA athletes. Billups, a former Clipper and NBA champion with the Detroit Pistons, is in his 5th season as Portland's head coach. Rozier currently is a guard for the Miami Heat, drafted by the Boston Celtics in 2015. The California National Guard is arriving at food banks across the state starting today.
Food banks say they have been more strained than usual lately due to the ongoing government shutdown. Ktladt 5's Kareen Winter is live in the City of Industry with some details. Hi, Kareen.
Hi, Lou and Glenn, yes, the National Guard arrival, but not in their typical law enforcement role. They'll be playing a role similar to what we saw during the pandemic. They'll be partnering with food distribution centers like this huge one here in the City of Industry, and they're going to be helping to get shipments of food, those essentials out to those in the community who need them the most. Let's take you inside this huge warehouse. This is the LA Regional Food Bank. We'll be coordinating efforts with the National Guard to distribute those food items to those in need, and they played a similar role, as I mentioned, during the pandemic. Volunteers were hard at work today packing boxes for shipment to various locations all across the area. The government shutdown causing a huge impact right now. Food banks reporting a 30% increase in demand over last year. About 500,000 people here in California depend on supplemental food benefits, but there's a limitation in funding right now, and that's why the governor deployed the National Guard to help deliver these essentials to the community as quickly as possible. The governor also fast-tracking $80 million